Hello again. Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining me this afternoon for this short webinar on gamification. So, I'd like to know where all of our participants are coming from. Can you put it in the chat box what school you come from? So we're expecting around 50 participants to be joining us this afternoon. So yes, on the chat box, post in your school. We have Isaiah State University. Hello, good afternoon. Yes, I hope you're all using your laptop, desktop, and not just your phones, because we will be doing some hands-on activity this afternoon. So, but I know that some of you are really very busy and you're just taking this time because perhaps the title of our webinar interests you. So I really do hope that you will really have a hands-on experience this afternoon. So we have a lot from Bisaya State University. Hello, good afternoon. How about the rest? So again, we will be anticipating around 50 of our educators. So let me pull up while the rest are still typing in the name of their school, let me pull up my presentation. Okay, so I've seen yes from Tagbilaran City College. Hello po. Oh, Mamitsi. Hello, long time no see. I hope you're doing well, Mamitsi. You're already a doctor, right? A doctor in education. Oh, congratulations. So, basically, again, our webinar for this afternoon, this is actually a part of a project in the program that I'm currently taking up, which is Masters of Education in Educational Management, major in Educational Management. So this is Pedagogy in Practice, Gamification in Empowerment Technologies through Cybersecurity Escape Rooms. My slide's not moving. Okay, so here is what we are going to be learning this afternoon. So one of the main goals for our time together today is to unpack how gamification there and interactive strategies can make learning more exciting and meaningful. So especially for our digital native students, we will look at ways to keep them engaged and motivated using elements that they actually enjoy. And we will also be walking through how to build your very own digital escape room. So don't worry, it's simpler than it sounds. We will be using tools that you've already have access to, like your Google Sites and Google Forms. And of course, I will be guiding you step by step on how to bring this idea to life. And of course, you will be in for a treat. You will be experiencing the escape room challenge firsthand. And finally, we'll get hands on and creative. So, after seeing how escape rooms work, you'll get a chance to brainstorm ways to bring this approach into your own lessons. So, we'll do a bit of collaborative sharing so we can inspire each other with ideas. So, I hope you're ready. All right. So let's start with something that has been buzzing in education for the past years. It's gamification. Well, you have all probably played games, right? Or seen how your students light up when there's a little competition or reward involved. We are going to feel a little bit challenged and very competitive if there is a game that is included in a setting or whatever setting. But what does it really mean when we bring it into our teaching practice? So to understand gamification in an educational setting, it means we embed mechanics like points, badges, levels, and narrative quest into lessons to make learning feel more like play. And you don't need any fancy LMS or apps to start gamifying. Remember when we were in our basic ed years as a student? I remember one of our ed teachers, what we practice teachers, they provide us some trinkets or some candies. To whoever will answer their question, they receive candy. So that's already part gamification, right? So one thing I'm very interested in using is the mystery reward. So even if like in who here is into online shopping, but if we see that if we buy this product, there is a mystery reward or something like that. That's what we really are into because oh, there's something inside this box and I really want to buy it. So there's really something in this kind of gamification element that we, even as teachers, would like. So let's pause for a minute and I'd love to hear from you. Drop in the chat which gamification strategy you've tried or are excited to try. So if of you wants to share, I'll invite you to take the mic for a moment or even just put your answers in the chat box. So we have points, maybe for answering first, you get that point. So that's already part gamification. Oh, badges, that's great. Even in our LMS, right? We have badges. We can make our own badges, as a matter of fact. Leaderboards, like quizzes, those kinds of apps, level up, progress, time challenges. This is very um, relevant if we are using escape room, mystery rewards, quest. Who else aside from Mom William? Or maybe you're still into the traditional way, giving them candies to keep them motivated. Oh, sir, sorry, sir, Sir William. Yes. How about the rest? Can you please share your gamification element, especially those that who have been using LMS. Diba? We can really put badges for one in our subjects that we are using. A duck race. Wow, that's nice. I've heard about that, Mamitsi. Sige, the rest might be thinking pa, no? Or if you have not added this into your lesson, now is the time to uh, put this in. So again, there's points, badges, leaderboards, quests, so on and so forth. So there is also what we call game-based learning. So what's the difference between gamification and game-based learning? So this is where things often gets mixed up. You see, it is important to note that gamification is always a part of game-based learning. Okay, gamification is always a part of game-based learning. Since gamification is attempt to turn the learning process into a game, it inherently has the same motivational principles as game based learning. Why? Because game based learning, on the other hand, is when the game itself is the learning tool. So think of simulations, educational escape rooms, or even a Jeopardy style quiz game. But wait, you say game-based ang escape room? Yes, it's game-based, but if you put badges, leaderboards, point systems into this game, it is now called gamification or a hybrid of gamification. Okay? But today we are focusing more on the gamification side, but we'll explore how escape rooms blur the lines a bit. So, how does an escape room create an immersive learning experience? First, we have a narrative engagement. So, we are framing the task with a mission. Let's say, for example, if since my lecture is focusing on empowerment technology, the mission is stopping a hacker. Okay, so participants became emotionally invested and view each puzzle as a critical to the story outcome. And of course, it's also a sequential problem solving. Escape rooms require learners to solve puzzles in a logical order, reinforcing a step by step reasoning and building upon each success to unlock the next challenge. And of course, it is also multimodal. Yeah, there. When you incorporate text, audio, images, and video, this cater to device learning styles, and it also keeps our participants engaged. And to make it more exciting, it's time bound. Okay, a countdown timer there. It adds urgency and it also encourage teamwork and also quick decision making under pressure, which mirrors real world cybersecurity crisis, right? And of course, the last but not the least is it has authentic context. When you embed domain specific content like encryption cipher or phishing email analysis, it turns abstract concepts into concrete tasks, deepening understanding and transferability to the classroom practice. So, what is the benefit of gamification in our classroom? So, why bother gamifying our classroom? When it is done right, gamification transforms a regular lesson into something that feels like a challenge or adventure. There. So it taps into our students' natural curiosity and desire to win, even the prize if it's just a bragging rights or a virtual badge. You'll notice how it helps even the most quiet learners more involved. And for our digital natives, it feels just like second nature. So don't just take my word for it. Actually, there's a lot of studies that makes gamification effective in our classroom. So it improves retention and persistence. It also increases motivation and focus. It has a positive learning outcome. And of course, develop the student skills and their social and collaborative learning. And also, a study increases engagement by 40%. This is, of course, in the cell biology class compared to just lectures. So, here is where we will start our journey to the Escape Room 101. So now we have explored a little bit more about gamification. Let's go deeper into something more immersive, which is our digital escape room. So have you ever played an escape room? Not digital, but who here? May I see your virtual hands if you have experienced a virtual escape room? Yes. How many? Just one? Here, if you are from Dumaguete, we have one escape room challenge here. But for sure, in other places, there is an escape room. So I assume there's only one. Yeah, I hope you will try because it's really very exciting. So how much more as well if we put it in our classroom? So a digital escape room. The feeling is quite the same. No, the feeling, the excitement is quite the same for the physical escape room and the digital escape room. So why use escape room in class? Okay, it's flexible. You can use them for reviews, formative assessments, or even as an introduction to a new topic. Okay, and I bet your students would love it. They will get the sense of challenge and play while we get to sneak in all the objectives and critical thinking skills that we are targeting. So, if you are teaching empowerment technology and your lesson is cybersecurity, you're in for a treat because you can actually use this escape room as a maybe perhaps a formative assessment for your learners. Um, I will be sharing to you my a copy of the escape room challenge. Okay, so I will be putting you in a my challenge for you right now as well is to try to escape the escape room that I have created using Google Sites and Forms. So I will be putting you in um, in a breakout room. So may I request Ma'am Anne, or I will be the one to do it if I can do it on my end. So how many are we? Let me just stop my sharing for a moment. Oh no, let me maybe perhaps the instruction first. Okay. So how many are we here, Ma'am Anne? 19. Okay, so I will have maybe perhaps 4 or 5 rooms. So the rooms will also designate as your the team. So you will be in teams. Okay, and I will be the game master. Okay, there's the instruction. So I will be assigning a member to share the screen of the escape room while in the breakout room. I hope all my MAED EdTech classmates are here. Sir Justin, is Sir Justin here? Ma'am Anthea, Sir Chris, Ma'am Jiza, Ma'am Anne. Can I see a virtual thumbs up or if a raise hand if you're here? Yeah, I see Ma'am Jiza. I will be the one to I will be making you the team leader for you to be the one to share the screen in your assigned breakout rooms. Okay? So there will be 4 levels to unlock. Okay. And make sure to take note of all the answers from each level. Clues are found everywhere. So just open your eyes. It's actually everywhere. Okay. And of course, you will be given 30 minutes to crack the code. Whoever finishes first will have a surprise award. So again, this is a game based but with the element of gamification. Okay? So let me just stop sharing the screen first. Let me create a breakout room. There will be 5 breakout rooms, Ma'am Anne. Hello, group 4. Tapos na, but where's your final answer? There was a instruction on the final post. So you're still not done if you did not follow the final posting. Go, go, go. Group 1's almost done. If they follow the instruction on the final posting, then they might be the one to win. So there is an instruction on the final posting po. Yes, group 4, you're here already, but you did not follow the instruction on the final posting. So look into it. Okay, here. Congratulations, group 4. Yes, group 4 for the win. There. Yeah, we'll wait na lang sa group 1. They're on the last part naman. Okay, let's challenge them. So they're almost done though. They're just copy and pasting everything. So give yourself a pat on the back or a virtual clap for winning this challenge. Yay. You might want to join the room 1 to see what they're doing, but they're in the last part na po. There. They're done. They're gonna be back here na. Let's wait for them. Nag-screenshot pa sila. Okay. Yeah, they're gonna be coming back na. They're coming back. And they will be shocked that there's already a screenshot. I will close the room. Close all rooms. Okay, we'll wait for everyone to go back to the main room. Na-shock na ang group 1 na may nag-post na pala ng screenshot. Okay. So how was it? How was the escape room challenge? Was it very challenging? Let's leave the first part kasi I know you were still waiting for the instruction on what to do and finally it became ano na lang no 2 rooms, room 1 and room 4. But I have noticed first thing na you were not able to communicate right away. Since you're a team, you have to be collaborative. You have to uh, do critical thinking. You could have given the link, right? I did not not allow you to give the links to your team. So maybe perhaps, but again, teamwork is should still be there. So how was it? It was exciting. This is what group 4 did. Yeah, that's good. I saw here that some of you gave the link. That in the chat box you placed the link. We tried as a team. Okay, yes. Good job, group 4. How about for group 1? What was the most challenging? I was in group 1. I was actually looking at how you were doing it. But it was a good challenge, right?
Exciting po, Ma'am Bliss, kasi wala
It
po
was
akong
very
idea.
challenging. Are not familiar with some of the terms.
Yes.
But mind you, this is for empowerment technology class. So this was already given. This will work as a formative test. So those kinds of lesson are already given to them. So as a formative, for sure they will be able to crack the code right away. Don't you think so? Right. So did you enjoy working, doing the challenge? Enjoy ba? Group 4 na lost po ako. Yes, of course, no, na lost ang uban. The rest went to, there's actually a lot of, participants in room 1 compared to room 4. I don't know if some of the participants in room 4 went to room 1 to check what they're already doing. That's the con of this type of game if we are going to do it online. But just imagine if you are going to do this inside the classroom, it will be a little bit manageable, right? So I'll teach you how to create. This was the part where I will teach you how to create um, this challenge. So let me go back to sharing my screen. I hope you have your Google Forms and Google Sites ready. So we will be able to do the recreate our challenge. So I will be sharing with you. Well, I did not share my video pala. I'm sorry. Okay. So log into your Google account and let's open first um, Google Sites. So as to not as to make this a little bit easy, I will be sharing to you a my Google Drive link. This is a where you will see a copy of, here you go. Wait. Okay, I will be pasting the link to a copy of, oh, where is it? Here. You may access that. I hope it's accessible. So in there, you will find, okay, let me share that screen. Okay, here you go. So basically, I've shared to you a copy of the escape room, the site, this one, and also the levels of yeah, each level using Google Forms. So you can just actually edit this if there's for those who are you teaching empowerment technology, you can actually just edit this, or if you're teaching other subjects, you can just learn from the process of creating a escape room challenge. So kindly open the this part, mini escape room challenge. So we'll just, what we need to do is just copy and paste. Okay. So when you learn how to do this, you'll be able to recreate your own. That's according to what subject you are handling. So yes, copy that one. And I just need you to open a site, Google site. Can I get a virtual thumbs up if you're able to do this right now? Like if you have your laptop with you, how many people do we have here that can actually follow the instructions? We have two. Oh, okay, Sir Luis might be using a cell phone lang, right? Okay, I'll just make it quick though. So for sure you already know how to use a, or you're familiar with Google Sites and Google Forms, right? So if I will just open this, for example, Google Sites, what I did is just actually get an idea of what the whole scenario will be using, of course, AI. I asked AI to help me create a mission. So I place it there, I copy and paste it there, just like, for example, this one, the scenario. So just copy and paste it going back here, there. And to add pages, of course, you just need to click on pages. And you have to make sure that all the other pages can't be shown. So you have to, um, there, what do you call this one? Hide. You have to hide them, because there will be no use for them to go to the next page if it's not hidden, right? So you really need to hide those pages. So that's why they have what do you call this? A slash. Okay, only the home page is shown. So if you go to the form, let's say for example, level 1, so each form is placed here in, let's say, for example, this one, level 1. So what you need to do for first is create your sites. It would be too hard if you go from site, then form, site, form. So what I did, it was easier for me to create everything in the Google Sites first, like from the home page to the briefing until the final task there. So the links here is link going to the Google Forms. Okay, so in Google Forms, I'll just show you level 1. So when you create a Google form, you have to create one form for each link. It's hard if you create just sections, because there is no way to just link it to that section. But if there is a way, do tell me, because I've tried it, but it's so hard to link just the section. It's easier to link the whole entire Google form. Okay, so here's what I did. I just copy and paste. If we go back here, there, the first puzzle, copy that and then paste it here. You can put the clues there or whatever. Then of course there is always a name or a group name, because you won't know who's the one who's answering that. But if you put more game-based element there, you can change the settings to quiz, so that every time they answer, there will be points. Okay, so you can either have it 1 point or 5. That depends on you. So when they enter the answer here, you need to have a validation for the answer. So how do we do that? On naghang. There. You have to click here, response validation. So even if this is not a quiz, you can do a response validation. So the response can either contain numbers, text, length, regular expressions for math. So in my case, this is a secure password. So the text contains, so the exact word there, this is a secure password. So the text contains a secure password. Okay. So if that is incorrect, if whatever they place is incorrect, then this is your feedback. Okay. So again, just click on the 3 dots here and response validation. And the other thing that you need to do, remember, every time we submit, there is a link that they can redirect you redirect your learners. So that's in settings, and I think it's presentation. Yeah, setting, presentation, and then confirmation message. So you just put here, next level unlocked, click. There, I use tiny URL because the link is very long. There, I use that, so you can just edit that. So again, it's under presentation, then the confirmation message will now redirect them back to Google site. Yes. So that's basically what you need to do to transfer from Google Sites to Google Forms. Okay? There. So the rest of this, you can just add other types of questions. Like in this case, this is multiple choice. Yeah. So every time you answer a wrong question, there's an automatic feedback for that as well. So go to section 2, newsletter. Why is newsletter wrong? That's your feedback. So each section has its own feedback there. Okay. So yes, again, that's what you need to do. First, sites. Work on the Google site, and then work on the Google Forms. Okay, I hope you will try, even if you are not into empowerment technology, but you can actually use this in your subject, in other subjects. Okay, but there is also a suggestion I would like to give. Okay, where's my Zoom? My suggestion would be, if you are not into Google Sites, you can always use Google PowerPoint or Canva. Or if it's Microsoft PowerPoint, use the online Office 365. It's easier to design in, it's really very easy to design in PowerPoint and or Canva. And then you can just link it to Google Forms for your answers, the answer validation. Okay? Any questions though with regards to creating your escape room, like escape room from scratch using Google Forms and Google Sites? None? I hope it's not that hard to understand. If you really if you already know how to use Google Sites and of course Google Forms, it would be easier for you to navigate back and forth with these applications. But then again, for beginners, I would suggest using Canva instead of Sites because Canva already has some elements there that you can just drag and drop. Okay. So where's my, let me share, go back and share my PowerPoint presentation. Okay. So again, don't forget that inside your digital escape room, you should always have a scenario, like what's the mission? And challenges can, or clues can be up to 3 to 5, and the validation logic. And of course, the success message, whether they will be receiving um, a code or a prize. Going back, for those winners, you are going to get a mystery award, right? So stay tuned. I will be giving that to you before we end. Okay. So this time, we are going to collaborate and think of how you can use escape rooms across different grade levels and subject areas. So we are going to go back to our breakout room, but this time it's going to be according to your own subject. And you can always let AI assist you if you're comfortable with that, with the storyline. So your output will be a storyline, two possible puzzles or clues, and then the skills or concept that you want your students to learn. Okay, so we'll be, this is again an example of that. So for math, you can have math lab is locked, solve equations to get the code. For science, you can have the lab rats escape, identify parts of the cell, so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll go to our breakout room again. So Ma'am Anne, can you create how many rooms? 7? Okay, you just choose. Yes, let's recreate that room, Ma'am Anne. And then, oh, let me do it. So while I'm creating the room, maybe perhaps you can think on your own first and then share it later on with your group on what um, storylines, the puzzles, and skills you want your students to achieve. So I will be creating the room first. Okay, are we all back? It seems like everyone is now in the ICT group because there was just like a few in Aralpan or Values Ed, so everyone went to ICT. And I've actually read what you have placed in the chat box. So I really do hope you'll be able to use the cybersecurity escape room in one of your um, topics. Okay, yes, as an assessment or whatever you plan on using it. So before we end, we only have 5 more minutes left. I hope we still have enough time to show you. Um, there are actually other pre-made game-based or gamification out there. So before that, yes, as I said a while ago, there is a mystery award, right, for or the winner of our escape room. So again, congratulations, group. What was that for? Yes, everyone, congratulate group 4. Give your heart uh, emoticons there, heart or unsa pa na siya, clap for group 4. Yeah, there were a lot of participants in group 4 as well, di ba? Okay, yes. There, thank you. Okay? So as for your award, eh, you are going to have a bragging rights. Bragging rights today. And of course, this, a free webinar. But for all, okay, if you really want to go to dig deeper into gamifying your virtual classroom, here is a good free webinar that you can join. It's self-paced. It's self-paced. So whenever you are free, and of course, there is, aside from getting a certificate from this, from our webinar right now, you're also going to get a certificate from our Silliman Open online course. So you can just click on that. I mean, scan the QR, or I can also paste the link in our chat box for you to join. I know for sure some of our participants here has already joined this program, but for those who has not, and if you want to again go deeper into gamifying your virtual classroom, there's still a lot you can learn from that webinar. So there's the link, and I'll also give you a link on. So can you just maybe perhaps copy that link, and also I will share a link on how to enroll or access our soul. So I'll put it in the chat box. So this link here is how you'll be able to enroll in our SOOC. And of course, you can always use that QR code that I placed there. So I hope you can copy and paste it. There's a way for you to copy and paste that. Okay. And also for there is actually a enrollment key. I will give you the enrollment key if ever you're already enrolled in that program. So the enrollment key is this. Okay. So again, this is not for the winner lang of the challenge, but this is for everyone. Okay, everyone who is interested to know more about how to gamify your classroom. So again, you cannot just use I mean, you're not just limited to using Google Sites, Google Forms, but you can also use H5P, Mentimeter for gamifying your classroom. So it's all here in this online course. Aside from that, yes, aside from that, here, this one as well. So as you can see, this is Taste Teaching Toolkit. So I will give you the link to this. These are already pre-made games that you can actually adjust to your lesson. It's a downloadable PowerPoint file where there is already a template, and all you need to do is just adjust or put in your learning skills, so on and so forth, in that lesson. So I will give you the link. Chat box there. So if I may share, okay, I'll share that screen. Here you go. So if you're not into PowerPoint, there's always Google Slide, and there's a lot of games here you can reuse. So if you click on PowerPoint, these are free, by the way. Oh, it's loading. So again, these are all downloadable, and you can edit the games in here. There's already instructions, and just edit it again according to your lesson. I hope in your end, if you can click that in your end, it's loading properly, unlike mine here. Again, there is a clickable link there to download the PowerPoint. So mine is not doing anything. Not 12:31 na. Almost. I only have a few slides left, and these slides are just slides such as this. So I hope you are copying the link there I have provided. And one more link is this one. Other templates as well you can use. Chat here. So there you will see like other templates or applications you can use to gamify your classroom. Or if you're into game-based learning, then there's also examples there of apps you can use for game-based learning. Okay, great. And we are now down to our evaluation. Ay, ala, wala nag-share. I'm sharing the wrong screen. Okay, eval na tayo. So I really do hope you were able to learn new things today. And of course, your evaluation is very powerful. It's part of my grade for this program. So kindly, before we go, kindly evaluate the webinar. You can just scan that, or where's my link? Here, I will put the link in the chat box. Okay, that's my Google Form link for today's webinar. And I will leave you with this. Gamification is not just about making everything a game, but it's about using the elements that makes the game powerful. I hope today's session gave you not just tools, but ideas you can bring into your classroom right away. Thank you very much for joining me.